conference will now be recorded.
Yes. Kim too.
Okay, it's 5:32. I think we'll call the meeting to order. See if somebody else shows up. First item, business adopt amend agenda. Is there any corrections or additions to the agenda? From staff. Anyone else? Look for a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second it.
Okay, all those in favor of approving the agenda as printed, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Motion carries 3-0-0. Okay, public comments. Oh, a minute, I'm sorry, minutes. Which we were just been discussing. Look for a motion on that whenever anyone's ready.
You had some corrections. Oh,
Which I've marked here, I'll give to Miles.
You just move to approve with pending typo corrections or something.
I make a motion to approve the minutes from last month.
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor of approving the minutes with the typos corrected, say aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay. Motion carries 3-0-0. Okay, public comments, and we have no one from the public here. To move on to item 5, public hearing. We have no public hearing scheduled this month. Item number 6, old business. Steve Johnson temporary use at 448 Main Street.
Yes, so last month you heard from Steve Johnson, who owns the property at 448 Main Street. He's seeking to use the property as commercial storage, I believe, for RV units. Our zoning ordinance for C1 zoning district does not explicitly state whether or not this is allowed. And we're seeking just some clarification on that, whether or not that would be allowed in this area. Our other zoning districts for commercial and industrial do allow this or do not, depending on what they are. So he's just looking for whether or not that would be okay. It would be temporary for the winter time while he's working on building out in the industrial park on this long-term lot. But just seeking clarity on this. I know you guys discussed this last month. Obviously, I wasn't able to hear that discussion, so I'm not sure where we're at. But if we were to say no and he still wants to do it, I'd probably advise him to get an interim use permit, which we would go through the process here. But I think right now we're just, if we say like, yeah, it's okay, then I think it's more of an administrative like, yeah, it's fine. I don't think it'd be a big deal, but.
Setting a precedent though.
Yeah.
I know the discussion last month revolved around the fact that it's a very visible location and to have a lot of vehicles parked there was not a real inviting look. And also I guess I thought about what the setbacks might be for being able to view and visit, at the corner to be able to see down the way.
Did he send a map of anything that?
I have not received any plans or map. No,
So
nothing.
in that spot, when you had used cars parked there, that was okay to do that there
I believe so.
in that zone?
Yeah, I think so. I didn't check on that, but
That was,
Sales.
right.
Yeah, they were low, but a camper parked up to the corner would not work. I think that's why we had said, bring a map in or bring in, where you want to park, because he's looking at campers. Especially if the RV ordinance goes through.
Right.
And people need to get the campers out of their driveway or whatever the criteria is going to be. So I kind of had said that maybe a temporary, this winter, given the fact that there might be a hardship for some people. But we didn't run a map in, so
Well,
to me, there's nothing to act on. Could be tabled and pending more information.
Well, because I was looking at that, it was like, I went back and forth on it, and the more I looked at it, I thought, well, you know, on the adjacent building to it there, if he doesn't come out beyond that or whatever, there's still quite a bit of space there. And, you know, it does it in an orderly fashion around two sides or whatever. And
But do we want that right on Main Street?
But I mean, not any junkers or anything, you know, I don't know, it's just what I looked at it and thought, well,
Yeah, but
it's very temporary and he's putting on in.
I thought too, I worry about setting a precedent for the next one that wants to do it. I guess that interim use permit, you know, some kind of a time limit on it,
that would be safer.
that would be,
That would be safe.
Safer with an interim use with the time
You
limit
can do
on
it through next April 30th or something like that, and that's.
We can set that even at this, can't we? Just temporary.
Yeah, that's what it's there for. It's only for a set period of time, so it's only temporary. I would have to check. I don't know for sure, but yeah, I'd have to check on that one.
But if it gets full of these huge, big motorhomes and big campers, you know, sitting right there on Main Street and on the corner, I don't think that would be
I would
proper.
also add that, I mean, there's a reason it's not explicitly stated in that zoning district when it's stated in the other ones as well, because they're based off the regions of the city. So all the districts are geographically spaced. This is downtown. They didn't want, when it was originally put in place, they didn't want this kind of business to be downtown on Main Street when the other districts do allow it because there's more space and that's what they're there for. But again, this is also interim and not going to be forever. And we know at least somewhat of what this plan is going to be. We know that it's going to move out to where it is allowed. It's just a matter of time, I guess.
I guess, yeah, my thought too is it wouldn't stick out any further than, was it the Baco building? What do you call that building next door? It didn't stick out any further that way and had that same distance setback from Fifth Street. I think, you know, that would take your visibility. I don't know what that distance is from,
Does he have no other place that he can,
he's building one.
but he doesn't own any other property that's
Well, the prop, like you
suitable
said,
to this?
other than that property where he's doing the storage out there, it's a big empty lot,
Okay,
but he doesn't have a fence around it yet.
No
So
security.
he didn't, for security out there, he wanted it more visible for the temporary, because he's got some people that, I think he was hoping to have that done before winter here, wasn't he?
What was it?
Where he's building his storage.
Yeah, he wanted to get moving on it, but we're still waiting on some plans from him to actually get moving. So there could be a delay in that as well.
We could have Miles, sorry, do you mind me stepping in? You could have Miles look up the setback requirements and get those to him. Although visually.
All our commercial zoning districts don't really have setbacks.
True.
So it would, like, I would say if we did an interim use permit, we could even probably use a condition as well. That,
Adjacent building there, you know, that commercial building is at least that far back.
Yeah, you'd be able to do a line of campers, maybe just along there, and that's about it. Because
Right.
if you get around the corner there,
Right.
maybe a couple sideways, but for temporary, but he has to apply for an interim use permit.
yeah, I would probably tell him to just apply for one and say that's kind of what we would like him to do. And then we can set some standards on that as well.
Is
So
there,
he's
there's
gonna
a,
use it for rental then, or rent spots in that area?
I believe so. I think
Yeah,
so.
he'll line campers up along there, but it'll just be for this winter.
You know, if you had a camper, you can't park, you know, wherever else, and the fairgrounds might not be available, that's, you gotta do something.
Well, it is available. They have outdoor storage out there now too that they rent out.
They do?
Very cheap, yeah.
Really?
I think that's what Duncan told me that.
Security the concern there?
What's that?
Is security the concern out there? Is that?
Well, it is fenced in out there, but I don't know how lit up it is. Could be.
What's your pleasure? Is that the consensus that
My consensus that it's not the place for it. I don't think we should allow it.
Go from there.
So just have them apply for it, and then maybe we can discuss it again and have a kind of more formal action on it, would be my take from this.
Because I hate to make a decision, just the three of us here.
Yeah, you really don't have anything formal to act on other than just a.
Any what? Quorum?
Other than just a theory right now, you don't have anything formal. You almost need
We don't have a formal request.
We should have, we should have had them done that right away the last one, shouldn't we?
I wish I would have had him do it just from the get-go, but
Right.
I honestly didn't think about it, and I would ask Kurt, and he had done this way before, so I just honestly didn't think this was gonna drag on that long, to be honest, so, but yeah, next time I'll
He was
make sure.
advised last month to get us information, which he hasn't, so. All right. I'll leave that go then, move on to new business. 454 West Second Street subdivision. Oh, yeah.
Jared Post, at 454 West Second Street is seeking to move the lot line of his property into the neighboring property, which he also owns at 472 Second Street, West Second Street, by 35 feet. He's seeking to add his garden that he owns to his primary residence before he sells off 472 West Second Street. And we're setting a public hearing for the December 9th meeting on this one.
One question, he does have the required setback for that neighborhood when he moves his line over?
Yes, yep. It looks okay to me. It's only on that, it's a side yard, so it's only like 6 feet.
Right, I
So
walked by and looked at it. So could I get a motion then to set the public hearing?
I make a motion, we set a public hearing.
As Miles noted. Is there a second? Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we schedule a public hearing for the next, next.
9th, and then we'll do 5:35.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries 300. All right. Next item is the fee schedule.
Yes, so in 2026, we're looking for planning commission to set the fees for our development and building permits. I provided my own assessment in your packets there of where our fees line up compared to other communities. So my color coded one is the one I've done. And then I also received today the recommendations from Safe Builds, which are building inspectors. And this is just for the building fees. But you can see on the next few pages at the end what their recommendations and rationale is for what they're suggesting. So kind of looking at, like, you don't have to decide tonight. It's kind of for your information tonight and to get thinking about it. But in December, we will need probably some action on what you would like those fees to look like. I think my recommendation is to have about a 5% increase across the board, which is a little bit less than Safe Builds, but I think Safe Builds is also perfectly adequate as well. I just saw theirs as a little bit more of a jump than maybe what I was thinking. But I mean, it's your decision, and we can discuss it more when we have the rest of our planning commission with us as well.
One question, is these fees, does that go toward, is that directed funds toward your salary or toward the building, or?
They kind of get split off in different ways, just because we can't, like, legally, we're not allowed to put them to a specific use, I don't believe. So some of it, yeah, pays my salary, but some of it goes because I'm in the planning department. So, and it goes to, the department fees and paying Safe Builds or paying, whomever. So, yeah, a lot of different things, I guess. It's just, it goes in the general fund, basically.
Is the city making money on it, or is it just?
Yeah, so the building code, there's been different cases on this, but the building code states that the fees are to be charged to pay for the
Right.
administering the code. And yeah, when you factor in salary for miles, the portion of the benefits, the portion of all that stuff, yes, that these fees would be commensurate with that. Sorry. So So, yeah.
Your motion to adjourn.
Whether, you're right.
We're talking about the fee schedule there, Kim, and
Okay.
we're just, I guess we laid out for information. We're not looking for action tonight. If I understand it
No
correctly.
increases on the building permit fees.
And also to give more context to, well, we haven't had any changes to any of our fees for at least a few years. I think the last one we had was in 2023, and that was for building fees. But our development ones haven't been changed since 2022, and that's been 4 years. And you can tell even on my matrix, like if you look at the other communities, our development fees in particular, like the variances, those are all behind what other communities do for the most part. I'm not advocating that we need to even get up to those prices, of course, but it can also be a term of policy as well. If you don't want to encourage people to get variances, you could raise the cost so that people are less inclined to pay and do a variance too. So, yeah, so, those are considerations you can have as well. I think the building code ones are more of the things that would make us more money. Obviously, we have way more building than we do development applications, of course. I think generally where we're at sitting right now, date-wise, fees for this year, we've brought in about $100,000 in building fees. So, if we have we do Safe Built's increase, that's about 10%. I mean, we're bringing in at least 10 to 15 grand more a year. And so, those are factors you can do. So, I mean, 10%, but it goes from $63 to $69, and we're already significantly behind other communities for our prices. So, yeah, which is obviously desirable for a lot of different reasons too, which is great. But also we have to keep up as well.
Right.
One of the reasons we want to say they were looking at where we need to be in the future. They're still basing it on the 1988 building code as far as their fee matrix there goes. So the other company wanted to just raise them all to where current would be. I think we're still behind.
If re-roof in town permit is only $69.
It would be $69. Right now it's 63. Yep.
Huh?
Those are just our fixed fee permits, so they're not really based off valuation. So yeah, it's $63 to do a re-roof permit. Building houses is different because the valuations are so massive that anything that's above a certain amount is a separate kind of, or it goes up that schedule. So that's how you get those prices for those. And those are the ones.
$69, like the inspector comes and inspects a re-roof
Yep.
and he gets, how much of that $69 then?
I don't know how much Saco gets out.
Oh, gosh, yeah, we'd have to get into that whole structure. I don't remember offhand either. But some of it stays here because Miles has gotten approval that he's got to do on there, so that's some staff time.
Right, that's what I mean. So there's,
Safeco, they get more than $69 for doing an inspection, I assume.
Oh, I would think so.
Well, I mean, these basic ones these are basic city ones. They're just fixed fees and we've always done it
I
that
was just
way.
saying, what's the company, what do they get paid, or what does their man get paid when he goes out there to do that? I assume it's more than $69.
We get a little bit of every one of these fees, basically comes back to the city.
Okay.
Does the inspector come from Red Wing or what? I don't remember. I had my roof redone, but I
Right
don't.
now, our inspector lives in Plainview, but he's in this area all the time. They've got.
We only charge $69 and we have to pay him to come from Plainview.
It's just a portion.
Get
Well,
the
it's a
permit.
contract that we have with them, right?
Right, yeah, we're not paying them any more than that for that inspection. Well, and plan review, right? There's an approval on it. It's not really a plan review.
So how do you want to approach this then? Do you want us to think about it more and bring it up next meeting, or do you want us to?
Yeah, we don't really set end of the year anyway, because then council will go first of the year.
First of the year, this all goes into our fee ordinance. We do it by ordinance now. So we need to get things nailed down before the first of the year meeting.
So you guys can take this now and think about it and then come back next month and then just bring your thoughts. Obviously, I think Safe Built's rationale is good and I like their suggestion. We obviously don't have to do their price. You can always pick your own too. I mean, it's your choice, so it's not, you don't have to follow anything. I just like the rationale for why they're proposing these increases.
Will you check with Stephen over in Highland to see what their fees are looking like this year? Stephen Chibble,
Yep,
who's the deputy over there. I think he handles this stuff. Because Highland has got safe built as well. I'm pretty sure they're gonna, and St. Charles.
That's for the maintenance guy, you mean, to come in and check the roof and the siding and that kind of stuff? Is that what you're talking about?
No, just to see what they're proposing over there in Highland for fees. Because really what we want, we don't want to be out of ordinary or out of the ballpark on fees from
Right.
all the other communities around us. So I'm
And now we're
assuming
way
that
behind, aren't we?
We are behind, yep, but I'm assuming they're proposing the same type of increases in St. Charles, and I think they've got Hayfield maybe too, Pine Island.
How much do those fees affect people's decisions? It's like, oh, it's gonna cost me $1,000 more to get a permit to build in Pine Island, Zimbrota, so I'll go in Zimbrota. I mean, does that ever enter into any of those things?
No, no,
Okay.
not small amounts. Rochester put on just an incredibly huge plant investment fee, PIF fee, that we all thought was gonna kill permits there. That's thousands, hundreds of thousands on commercial projects. They still built on it. So, no.
And so no actions needed, I guess, just consider it for next month and just one question, your color coded sheet, Miles.
Yep.
The red, green, yellow, blue, what's the significance of each of those colors?
means we are the same. Green means that we are, red means we're behind them, I believe.
Okay.
And green means we're ahead of them, I believe.
Okay. Okay.
Because the vast majority is that we're behind. So that was kind of the big red. And this is the code. This is the same matrix that you've seen before. I used the same matrix as one of our previous CETA employees. So I just pulled the same thing from him. So.
Be sure. Okay. Item C then under new business, commission terms and reappointment.
Yes, so Planning Commission has multiple members that have been serving on our commission for a long time, past allotted term lengths. per
20 years,
ordinance.
I think.
Yep, and we need
So
some
we'll leave.
Yeah, we don't care. The thing is, so that we sure miss it when we.
Yep, so we need some reappointments, basically. So from Bev Weenus, Bev Holzu, Tom Steger, and Kim's term is up the first of the year, first meeting in January anyway, so you will also need a reappointment as well. So I'm hoping that you all would like to still serve on planning commission because we're at the minimum amount of members currently as is. So I'm hoping you all still would like to be on planning commission. And if you do, I would prefer you to put something in writing and send it to me so that I can have something, we can vote on it next month on the reappointments, and then it can go to city council.
Miles, I'm interested in serving, continue to serve on the planning and zoning commission.
Yep. Yeah, just something that I can give them and have documentation for. I'm not going to make you fill out the application on the website or anything, but you can just send me, hey, I'm still interested in staying on here. Fred is okay because he's on a council term. But yeah, so.
You get to stay on anyway.
Gets paid.
So everyone else, basically, everyone that's here needs to send me something to let me know. But then also, since Connie's left too, our ordinance says our minimum amount that we can have is 5, even though it's technically not quorum. It's over quorum, but our ordinance says a minimum of 5 members have to be on commission, and we're at that minimum right now. So if you know of anybody, we'd like to have someone. To, so,
Last week at the, last month at the meeting.
yeah. Yep.
They emailed me looking for a job, actually. I said, we don't have any jobs. We have some. We want to be involved in the community. So we don't have any jobs, but we do have opportunities to be involved. So we'll see.
So there's no time limit on what time we can serve? I mean, they don't.
There was no term length, but I think I'm gonna need council we're gonna probably, or I'm probably gonna bring to planning commission even next month. We're gonna need to revise our ordinance too, because it says that the attorney is the chair still.
Oh, we never switched that.
And that needs to be rewritten because the attorney cannot be the chair of planning commission. So I'm gonna have, next month, I'll probably have some revision on wording on the planning commission ordinance anyway. So,
Then we'll be in real trouble.
yeah, I'm not gonna do anything that would basically take us out of business, but, yeah.
Fred, we are currently at 5, but do we have to have beyond? You said that's the minimum.
That's the minimum, and most is 7 total. So, we're just hoping to get,
Can't be remote, it'll be 1 or 2 months I'll be missing, so.
So we have 5 now, right?
yep,
It doesn't count then
Unless
towards
it's
the core.
military, or I can't remember what the exceptions are.
You have to
And
be
that might
present.
change too.
Visiting grandkids doesn't count.
Okay.
But we like to have you present at the meeting, you just can't vote.
Right, okay.
So we still need enough to vote.
And we need 2 more.
yep.
That's good to know. So when somebody at Bridget's is not agreeing with what we decide,
Tell Jason.
I can tell them they can get on.
Yep.
You tell Jason.
That shuts them up real fast.
You tell Jason, and I'll tell Jason, and he's just gotta be part of the plan.
Yeah, there's a couple on the Bridget's too that I could,
Yeah, they have to be citizens though.
huh?
They have to be
Residents.
citizens.
Have to live
Yep.
in Zamrota.
Yep, they are.
All right. Any other business?
I don't believe I have anything.
Thank you, Brian, for the minutes. Thank you, Miles, for setting us up, and look for motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
The motion to adjourn, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 400.
Sorry.
When Miles is here, it's 2 hours and 15 minutes short. No, an hour and 15 minutes short. It was 8:11 last time.
Last week,
Crowd last
or last month.
Yeah.
Brian brings in the crowd.
Yeah, there was a lot to discuss though.
It was a good discussion. I'm glad people came out.
Yeah.
We met with, we were gonna meet with the owners across the alley on the Bridgeview Apartments, and Bob Hawley showed up. That was it. But I called